if you can.
Ooh, it smells so bad.
No, that's the match.
Yeah, you're smelling the match. That has almost no smell at all. But anyway, what that is,
I can see it. It's like a purpley color, but on my camera it's like blue.
60% alcohol, ethanol, the one you can drink. Please, by the way, understand this. The other stuff in the hand sanitizer will make you very sick if you drink it. So please do not drink that ethanol. But, well, yeah, that's because everybody is standing around up close to it trying to videotape it. But yes, that or whatever. But yeah, this is ethanol. One of the giveaways is the flame is blue. So it's burning very nicely, very little carbon. The carbon is the yellow that you see occasionally showing up, but mostly you're seeing the nice blue flame. The blue flame, now I'm going to do something real quick because nobody has noticed this yet because you couldn't have. Oh, wait a minute, there's no fire.
Oh, but it's, you can still see like the...
Yeah.
There it is.
So cool.
See, room light, and that's why I said the flashes and all that, you won't be able to see it in those pictures because they overwhelm the light coming from this.
Oh, wow.
However, here's the bad end of this. If you get this stuff on you and suddenly catch on fire out in the daytime, people who see you running
they won't
around,
know you're on
jumping,
fire.
screaming, have no idea you're doing it because they can't see the flame. They actually did an episode, actually they've done more than one show, where they have an episode where somebody is murdered that way. They put some chemical like this on the person, do something that makes it ignite, and the person is standing there dying and nobody knows what's wrong.
Wow. So they now that you told me that, I'm going to be like
sanitizer and fire.
Well, that's the point. The more people who know about anything, the more people who, the more people who know about the bullseye thing, the more readily they realize deer ticks. Well, I put a fairly good amount on there. When all the ethanol, or almost all the ethanol, burns out, it'll leave back the 40% that's a binder material. That's what makes it thick. And that really won't burn much.
Campfire, anybody?
So you'll have a sticky mess. Be careful. None of it's likely to hurt you. But still, we don't want anybody hurt.
Be mindful.
That is not the purpose of science class, contrary to what many people think.
Is it really hot or?
Yeah.
It's fire, so.
I know.
Well, it's hot, but it's not nearly as hot as, say, gasoline or a paper fire.
That's what I meant.
See, again, this is a low-energy material. That's why it's not putting out enough stuff that's really going to light you up or anything. But it does put out heat. You can burn yourself. However, on the other hand, and do not anybody do this, but if you put some, and magicians occasionally will do this, put a drop of it on your finger and light it. As long as you keep your fingers so that there's none of it burning along the sides, just on top, almost all the heat goes up anyway. Your finger won't burn.
So you pretty much have to keep it level like the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah. If you turn it, like for example, if you do it and then you turn your hand sideways, the part above the fire is going to burn. You are not going to be a happy camper. But if you keep your hand like this, then it won't until it gets fairly low.
Yeah.
But you've got to be careful about your timing on that, because once it's close enough to burn you, the material that's touching you is also hot enough to burn you, so blowing it out at that point won't do any good.
Have you ever had anything blow up in your face?
Actually, the closest I've had to that, other than a couple of firecrackers going off in my hand, was when I did a really stupid thing with I had basically what used to be called an M80, and technically still is, although they're not